Welcome back, folks. It is Jafer, and today we're going to take a look at G-Wolves' new Hati-S wireless. It's been teased all over the internet with samples, and right here I do have an actual retail copy, so let's dive in. So this is going to be G-Wolves' first entry into the wireless octagon. Last year in 2020, we had quite a number of new wireless mice, and this was one of the more sought after ones to go untethered, and such is the case with the Hati-S wireless. This could easily be mistaken for the wired version, as they are identical in shape and size. You are looking at the 61 grams on my scale. Now on the box it does list 58, but that is going to be a little bit off according to what I have here. Not a big deal though. It does come in at 112 millimeters by 55 at the grip, flares out to 61 millimeters with a height of 40 millimeters. So it is definitely going to be a small mouse. If you're someone that has small or medium hands, this might be the perfect mouse for you. If you have larger hands, you're going to be cramping, I would assume, as this mouse is just really that small. It does share the common angles or curvature of the G Pro wireless, and that's what made the Hati-M so popular. And so with the Hati-S going wireless, a lot of folks are going to like this, especially if you're someone that prefers a claw or fingertip grip. I myself, with the mouse being the size that it is, I have a hand size of 19 by 10 centimeters, and I found that I was tensing up a lot gripping it because of the size itself. Now, normally I can run like the S2 or the XM1R just fine, very comfortably. With this one, it was a little uncomfortable for me, and that's not a knock on the mouse itself, but more or less it's just too small for my particular hand size. But if you are someone that is going to fingertip or go into a relaxed or aggressive claw position, then you might feel right at home with this mouse. Going over the surface, ever since Final Mouse came out with the Phantom, G-Wolves has kind of taken it and ran with it, with all of their mice, except for the skull, having this, I would say, Galaxy Stardust look to it. And it does look really nice, and comparatively from my copy to the samples I saw online and other retail forums, it does seem like the splatter effect is almost unique to each mouse, which is definitely something really cool to see. It does have a matte finish. It does collect fingerprints, so keep that in mind. If that is something that does bother you, you're going to want to keep it clean. And of course, the sides are still cut out, which I absolutely hate. Luckily, it does come with grip tape, which is really nice. And I will say that G-Wolves grip tape, whatever they're doing with 3M to produce the kind that they have, it's working for them, as I've been using it on the wired Hati-S when I reviewed that, and it made the mouse instantly much more comfortable. So with it also coming with the wireless edition, it does come in a different shade. It's all black than what I have from my wired copy, and overall it doesn't take away from the aesthetics of the mouse, and it is just a very comfortable grip, super sticky, and it does offer a little bit of cushion as well. But what about the structure? The structure is absolutely solid on my retail copy. There's no creaking. I can't engage the side buttons in any way. There's no wobble on the scroll wheel either. Everything is fantastic. Mouse 1 and 2 does have a little bit of pre-travel, not much in any post-travel either. Overall, very sturdy design. Underneath the Hati-S wireless, you're going to find 4 mouse feet. They glide very smoothly on any of the surfaces that I've tested it on. There's no scratching. They are tapered. And overall, I don't feel that these are going to be feet that you're going to need to replace. However, if you do have an extra set laying around, they are the same as the wired edition, except that there is a very chunky one going around the sensor this time. But overall, I'm really satisfied with these mouse feet. You're going to find an on-off switch. That is where the pulling rate button used to be on the wired edition. If you do want to make adjustments on the pulling rate, you simply hold the DPI button down and adjust with mouse 4 and 5. And with this, you're going to have a PixArt 3335 sensor. This is a great low power consumption sensor that's perfect for wireless mice. I've never had any issues with it, whether it be in wired or wireless stage, so no complaints there. Having this mouse wireless is not the only new feature. With the new Hati-S wireless, it does come packed with KLGM 8.0 switches, which is absolutely awesome. They are the durable 80 million click switches, very tactile, but also something that is crisp, and it does have some good actuation force to it without it being too laboring. Overall, they're just really good switches, and they're good for anything from first person shooters to something that you might spam like a MOBA or a strategy game, so it can adapt to anything that you're going to be using it for. The side buttons and scroll wheel have been blacked out in the retail version of the Hati-S wireless, and I actually really like this. It definitely has a really cool tone to it. The scroll wheel is very tactile. You can definitely feel the pronounced steps in it, but it's not anything loud like a Vaxi or a Zowie mouse. And the tread on it is not uncomfortable at all, and it gives you good grip. I definitely do like the scroll wheel. As far as the side buttons go, they are very good with the tactility. There's not a lot of pre-travel on my copy. Of course, the back side button does have a little bit more post-travel than the front. I feel like that's just kind of a common occurrence nowadays with almost every mouse. But let's go ahead and give you a sound test on everything. If you do want to charge your Hati-S wireless, it does come with an included micro USB cable. This one's going to be just all black. It doesn't come in any other colorway. Now, the strange thing about this, I don't want to say it's necessarily a bad thing, but they actually included like some almost like pipe cleaner insulation on the inside to where it's almost has like a memory to it, so you can kind of adjust it if need be. Now, the whole purpose of this is going to be the fact that when it does come time to charge your mouse, you can simply just angle it upward, and it acts as its own bungee, which is actually really cool. I really don't have any complaints with this. I think it's kind of a novel idea, especially if you're someone that doesn't own a mouse bungee and you need to charge this. Now, for the current asking price of $109, I will say that this is not going to fly. This is the actual USB dongle. Now, if you have it behind your computer, it's out of sight, out of mind. It's not really going to be that big of a deal, right? However, not everyone plugs it behind their computer. Like myself, I have it on the top of my computer, so it sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's also prone to being damaged that way. So hopefully they update the Hati-S wireless down the road with a more potent receiver that does not require this antenna, because if you do unscrew the antenna, I did experience some latency issues, so I had to screw it back in just so I can get through the game I was playing. All right, and this is going to be the software for the Hati-S wireless. And if it looks familiar, it looks like it might be from the same developers that did the Ponid Ultra software. So yeah, definitely a striking resemblance, but on the main page here, you can adjust your pulling rate, observe the battery life, since there's no indicator on the mouse. You go to your advanced setting, you can set up the 4 different profiles that are available on your DPI. You can also adjust the lighting on the G-Wolf logo so you know what profile you're on. And then of course you have your macro page. Overall, a very basic setup for your software. And pardon my nanolies as they're freaking out back there, but in conclusion, I do really like the Hati-S, even though it's not the shape and size for my personal preference. Although I will say the price point of $109 with that really dated USB receiver is something that you have to put into question. Not necessarily that your performance is going to be hindered in any way, as long as you have that antenna fully extended out, but it just seems like dated old technology that we could definitely do better on going into 2021 with a price point of over $100. And for full transparency, Vessel Gaming, the authorized US reseller of G-Wolves on Amazon.com, they did provide me with this copy to give some feedback, but with it being the full retail version, I wanted to give you guys my input on it. So until next time, I am Jafer, and if you did like the content, please throw a like, and of course hit that subscription button, and you guys stay safe.